Out of the new controversy surrounding Ian Gaula, the man who claims he was able to beat his own cancer. His alternative approach to treatment has attracted plenty of criticism, the latest from one of Australia's leading oncologists.
The idea that you can cure cancer with a coffee enema is ridiculous. Amongst his recommended treatments are herbs. I think they're crazy.
Have you or not saved lives?
I think that's a reasonable statement, yes.
It's very misleading to claim that people can cure their own cancers.
It's bloody mischievous and they know it.
It's the controversial
Just going with it, going with.
versus the conventional.
We don't ridicule alternative medicine. What we're doing is looking for the evidence that treatments work or treatments don't work.
Modern medicine versus the man who says you can conquer your own cancer.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Professor Ray Lowenthal from the Royal Hobart Hospital is an eminent oncologist who says Ian Gaula is faking it by claiming he cured his own secondary cancer.
Oh, well, that's offensive.
There's no evidence at all that he ever had secondary cancer.
It's one of Australia's most famous cancer survival stories. A young Ian Gaula loses a leg to bone cancer in 1975. The cancer returns, and against impossible odds, Ian Gaula heals himself.
I've always contended that I got well through an integrated approach. I had some chemotherapy. I've always said that was helpful, but I've always said that if I hadn't done the things that I did for myself, I very much doubt that I'd still be alive.
Gaula claims he saved himself with meditation, diet and positive thinking. He also claims he tried 27 healing techniques, including herbs, raw liver juice, coffee enemas, acupuncture, psychic surgery and massage.
He had tuberculosis at the time when he was suffering his illness, which he claims was secondary cancer. This is not revealed in his book.
Effortlessly.
He was cured because he was given anti-tuberculosis antibiotics.
It's a nonsense because I did have secondary cancer. All my doctors agree that that's what I had, and then I got TB, is the fact of the matter.
Over 3 decades, Ian Gaula has used his story of survival to build an empire, the Gaula Foundation. Desperate cancer patients from around the world pay up to thousands of dollars to attend lifestyle retreats to practice the Gaula techniques.
You know, Ian, it's 24 years since I did my first story with you.
Yeah.
And you were just starting out, essentially.
Yeah.
And your book, You Can Conquer Cancer, I think had just been printed then.
Yeah, it was just out, wasn't it? Yeah.
How many times has that been reprinted?
Well, it's over 20.
20 times?
Yeah, went into...
How many copies that?
Oh, over 200,000. And it's gone into 13 or 14 languages.
It's lucrative?
Well, it's helped pay the bills, I suppose.
The big sell in the book is that Gaula beat his own cancer, and you can too.
In 1984, most people thought you got cancer and you died. And I think you're probably right. I could have had a softer title, and it probably would be much better accepted these days, but the book's well known now. And, you know, in those days...
You can change the title.
Yeah, I've thought about that.
You can manage cancer, maybe.
Yeah, and it's like wimpy. I'm not interested in managing cancer.
If people try to emulate what he's done, they'll almost certainly get no benefit whatsoever if what they've got is cancer.
So essentially you're saying you can cure cancer?
Yeah, I think
Yourself?
people can, absolutely.
Well, they say that's crap.
Oh, well, I mean, I think that's really disappointing.
One of the herbs that he's recommended in his early editions of the book was comfrey. Well, comfrey is now known to be a possible cause of cancer.
Then there's coffee, and we're not talking about a sip of your strong, skinny cap either.
Well, I think it's really unhelpful to talk about coffee enemas.
Why?
Because it's misleading.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's misleading.
It's in your book.
Yeah, but it misleads people.
He describes in his book how he went to the Philippines and underwent so-called psychic surgery. Psychic surgery, as I understand it, is a conjuring trick played by magicians. They pass their hands over the patient's stomach, produce some blood and claim to have removed the cancer.
Are we allowed to talk about the number of people that we know die from side effects of chemotherapy? I mean, that's a fact.
I'm aware of several cases where patients have rejected medical treatment and have adopted Ian Gaula's recommendations and have paid the ultimate price.
Well, I'd like to see him back that up.
And I thought, here's a program that can offer me some hope and some practical things I can do rather than just being passive and waiting.
Ruth McGowan, a former Victorian government food scientist and mayor of Ball Ball, needed more than hope. In 2009, she was diagnosed with lymphoma.
The doctors told me that it was an incurable cancer and there wasn't much they could offer me except for watch and wait.
But Ruth wouldn't wait. She joined the Gaula program.
So this for dinner, is it?
No, I'm going to make you a special juice. This will make you feel like a new man once you've drunk this.
I could do with that.
Ruth is now vegan. She supercharges her immune system with homegrown organic food.
Packed full of vitamins, nutrients, minerals. Cheers.
That's very interesting.
You get used to it, but I'll tell you what, it beats chemotherapy.
As well, every day, 7 glasses of carrot juice and lots of exercise.
Has the cancer gone away?
I don't know if it's gone away, but I'm feeling great. So every day I haven't had recurrence of tumours. So far so good.
Her take on the criticism of Ian Gaula.
Look, the diet and the program work for me.
Shattered, battered, and yeah, extremely sad, I guess.
Victorian nurse Sandy Dean understands the terror of cancer patients intimately.
I've had breast cancer and I have just recently finished my chemo program.
Sandy says the body, mind and spirit approach has helped, and she's not fussed about criticism of Ian Gaula.
And I needed, as a nurse, to actually look apart from the medical model, what else I could do.
Where's the evidence that these people have been helped?
I'm alive. I'm feeling exceptionally well.
You can see why desperate people get confused, can't you? All right, the league